Hello, Urban Explorers. This is Steve Sines with Urban Explorers of Atlanta. Just wanted to give you a little treat today. I'm going to give you a little ride down the Piedmont Park Promenade, which is a couple years old. It's one of the most beautiful biking and walking paths. I'll give you a little orientation first. So I'm just standing outside of the parking deck that's adjacent to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. That's the parking deck right there. So if you come out of that parking deck right there, if you take a right over here, that is the tennis center at Piedmont Park. If you know where that is, these two buildings right here, that's actually a private facility. And that as well, this is what they call the tennis center, and then the tennis courts are further up the hill. So this little circle right here, there's a couple different ways you can go. I'm going to take the high road right here. There's kind of that's the low road right there, which takes you down in the lower part of what you'll see in a minute. And it hugs Clear Creek. But I'm going to take you on this high road here and just show you how pretty it is. It's early April 2018, and it's just beautiful here. So I'm on my bike, so bear with me a little bit. There's some hills. But I think you'll enjoy this. Like I said, this is, you can see there, here's the, used to have signs up here that said Piedmont Park Promenade, but Piedmont Park Conservancy has done a phenomenal job. So I'm going to take you around this side. That little road right there, that little path right there, takes you up to the Botanical Gardens, and you can actually walk through the entire entrance of the Botanical Gardens, which is actually beautiful. And if I have time later, I will take you on a ride through there. So take a look at this. There's some open fields here that are right along the promenade, and if you look over there in the distance, I'll go over there in a few minutes, you can see how high we are here. That is Monroe Street over there where those power lines are, those transmission lines. But again, let me just kind of take you around here. Look at all the azaleas are out now. They've just got this place looking beautiful here. This is what they call the North Woods expansion. It opened about 5 years ago when they expanded Piedmont Park. They added about 40 or 50 acres. In fact, they're still working on it over there. But down over here, there's a splash pad, another little place here where you can, a green where you can get together. Little splash pad right here, some barbecue pits and pergolas that you can rent out over here. And again, I'll take you a little bit further down. That over there, that building straight right through there is where Two Urban Licks is. You can kind of Atlanta Beltline. I'll show you where that is in a minute. The Beltline corridor is right down there, down below where that path is on this side of those trails. They're getting ready for the Dogwoods Festival in Piedmont Park. I rode through there a little while ago, and they're going to town, getting everything set up. And here's another view of this big green here. So I think what I'll do now is take you down on that lower level. I'll take you down by Clear Creek, and we'll hug Clear Creek. You'll be able to see the Beltline corridor and some other cool stuff. So we're going to go back the way I came here, but this time I'm going to take a left right here on this little spur trail, and this takes me down. And there's actually a couple ways we can go when we get to the bottom, and I'll show you that in a minute. Come down around here. Those stairs go down to another path that takes you down on an asphalt path down to Clear Creek. And I'll actually take you there now. I'm going to kind of go down this ramp here so that you take the bike down here. So if I go that way, that would have been toward the dog park. So I take a left here, I'll take you down here. So see, remember the low road, that I came all the way down that right there. And just to my right, like literally to my right, is Clear Creek. You can actually see it right now if I'll look right down the hill there. And there's a little pump station right here. Clear Creek is it's got some interesting history, but take a look at this while I've got you. This is that asphalt path that I was telling you about. Clear Creek is to my right now. This is part of that Northwoods expansion. They're actually expanding the Botanical Gardens over here to the left. And when I get to the end here, you'll see coming out on Monroe, and that's where Piedmont Park is just agreed to acquire some additional land. I think like 15 or 16 acres up on the corner of Piedmont and Monroe, which will be interesting. It's a few years down the road here. Here's a nice little view of Clear Creek on the right. See it right there? It's kind of really neat. So it goes back around there toward the city. And I'm coming up on Orpheus Brewing, if you know where that is. That red brick building right up there on the hill is Orpheus Brewing. There's another little stairway that takes you up. So, I'll show you where the Beltline is. I'm not going to go on the... this is the Beltline right here. This is the Beltline corridor. This is what they call the interim hiking trail. It goes down through Piedmont Park. It extends that way. It goes north. The next bridge is the Piedmont Road Bridge, or Piedmont Avenue. I'm not sure what they call it down here. And then this area out here, this is sort of the current end of Piedmont Park. This is the northeast corner of Piedmont Park. And there's a beautiful park right here, real big meadow. And I'll show you in a minute what they're going to acquire. But there's some kind of cool boardwalks that you go over right through here. Here's Clear Creek again. I'm actually going over Clear Creek right here. You can see how it is looking down over there. There's Orpheus's patio right there. And that little trail right there takes you up to the main entrance of Orpheus, which is right there. And then Monroe Street's right over here to my right. So if you go, this is basically a circle path that takes you all the way around this meadow. And right here straight in front of me is the property that Piedmont Park is going to be purchasing. And if you look at that black building with all the windows right there, that's the new Harry Norman building. They just finished building that. And that little house right over there, some of you may know, that's the old Agnes and Muriel's, which has been closed for many years, but back in the 70s and 80s, that was the hot spot for lunch among the, I call them the buckhead women, but it was also stockbrokers like me that worked and loved that place. Food was terrific, and had a real interesting vibe. An old house. So these transmission lines right here, those basically run up along the belt line. This is what they call the hairpin transmission lines, and you may have read about this. So Georgia Power is redoing the pads around the base of these hairpin towers, and they are redoing them because they need maintenance, and they need to be able to create access to these in case of emergency and damage and all that kind of stuff. But turns out those basically run right along the Atlanta Beltline corridor, which is not a surprise if you know anything about infrastructure, because of course railroads and transmission lines are all part of our infrastructure. And a lot of times the power company will buy a right-of-way next to a railroad corridor to run their transmission lines, because it's already pretty much cleared land. Here's a nice view of the interim hiking trail going north. But anyway, word has it that the Beltline will now, hey, you know what, let's go on take a little spin. It's going to get a little rough here on the Beltline, but I'll see what I can do. There's a cool little wooden bridge right here. Bear with me here a second. There's a good shot of Clear Creek right there. There's always some art to see. This is kind of a neat stretch right through here if you ever come back. One of the things I really like about these interim hiking trails is you can really see what the rock corridor look like. Take a look at the rock, how they cut through the rock here. Look up here on this rock right there is some interesting artwork. But again, take a look at that. That's just really kind of cool how they cut the railroad tracks right through these rocks. There's some art. Hey. And now I'm on the east side of Clear Creek. This is all part of Clear Creek. It's to my right now. And I was up there earlier when I was riding around the promenade with the splash pad and all that. That's right up there. And I'll ride just a little bit further and then kind of stop this video here. I may shoot another one, but hopefully you get a chance to see a little bit of something maybe you haven't seen before. I often say that I shoot these videos more for the people that can't come out here for whatever reason. Hopefully you can get a little taste of what people are talking about when they talk about the Atlanta Beltline and Piedmont Park and all the great things that are happening in this city. So hopefully you'll find them helpful. It's like they took the railroad tracks out here a long time ago and put down this substrate here so people could bike and walk. But in a minute, right up here where it crosses the road, you'll see the railroad tracks that are still there where they cross the street. And there's a beautiful art installation right here to my right, and I'll leave you with this. It's kind of a huge, giant outdoor mobile right there. So that road right there takes you back into that parking lot where I started. And this facility right over here is what we call Amsterdam Walk. This is a shopping center, retail center. There's a little tavern here on the end. That road right there takes you out to Monroe Street. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little spin through the Piedmont Park Promenade. This is Steve Sines with Urban Explorers of Atlanta. If you're able to come out and join us for some hikes, please do. And if not, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.